Hey Sandro,
Hey Zach.
you want to hear the most annoying sound ever?
No.
Hey Jacob, how are you doing?
I'm good.
There it is! Haha! Got him!
I'd love to hear it.
Yes! I was
It
actually...
was me.
Yes,
I
you
did
were
the
the
most
most annoying
sound
sound.
ever.
That's rude.
Oh,
That is.
got him.
That is.
That's because I
mean.
really didn't want to scream into the mic like...
That actually didn't peak somehow.
Okay, yeah.
That wasn't the worst thing you could have
There
done.
you go, there you go. You're
Oh.
welcome. Sick burns coming at you. Jacob, what are you going to do about it?
Hi. Okay, you ready? Okay. You're listening to Oldie but a Goodie, a show where Dumb and Dumber review movies from 1994. This week, we're doing Dumb and Dumber with me, the guest, Jacob.
Nice.
Also in the studio is
Hello, I am dumb.
and
Dumber, that's me.
Dumb was Sandro and Dumber was Zach.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was a great intro.
I liked it.
I really liked you gestured dumb and dumber to indicate to us which one was the dumb one
Yes.
and which one was the dumber one.
Yeah, that is a philosophical question.
Yeah, which
that
one-
we can answer at the end of the movie, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The survey's still open. Vote. If you want to do it, link in description.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Who's going to be the next president
Oh,
of the United States?
Yes. Jacob, you chose this film.
I
Out
did.
of 4 options, the other picks you had was Immortal Beloved, which is Gary Oldman as Beethoven, which sounds good. It's got negative reviews. Not a good movie, apparently. So there you go. Legend of the Fall, epic historical film about World War I with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins, also got very negative reviews for the most part. So
Great.
there we go. And Speechless, which is Michael Keaton and Gina Davis fall in love, but it's not a rom-com, it's a rom-drama.
Okay.
A rom dram.
Yeah, a rom-dram. So I think you
A
chose
ram-a-dram.
the right one.
Sweet. I'll
Nice.
take it.
First impressions, what do you think?
I like every film that Jim Carrey's ever done.
Fair.
And that hasn't changed yet. So Dumb and Dumber, it's surprisingly not intelligent in its comedy. One would say some of its comedy is quite stupid.
Yes.
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't really laugh much at movies anymore. I do the silent blow through the nose that the internet has trained me to do.
Yes.
But I did out loud laugh. I know, crazy.
Interesting.
At some parts in this
Okay.
film.
There we go.
So there you go.
I think it holds up the best out of all 3 we've done from him.
Ah, there you go.
My thing with Jim Carrey films is I like him as an actor. I don't like the films he's attached to. I don't like the
Right.
writing. I don't like the plot, that sort of stuff. But I love him. So I will watch his movies, but I will always be like, I enjoyed it.
I don't know.
But
You
the
were
plot
very
is like,
against the
ugh.
mask.
But the thing
as
with the
a
mask
whole.
is I like him as the mask. I just
Yes.
don't like the
That's
story.
like the whole movie. Come
But
on.
I don't like the story. It's like there's mobs and then there's Cameron Diaz and that other lady, she is double crossing it. I'm like, I don't care. But
Jacob,
anyway.
what did you think?
So I come on this show to do Forrest Gump as well, right?
Yes.
And I think this movie is kind of like the spiritual brother of the 1994 Forrest
he was
Gump.
the dumbest.
Because this is Forrest Gump, but if he had no integrity
Yep,
and wasn't a good person,
Yep.
then it would be this.
Absolutely.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was very good, and it actually was a lot funnier than I was expecting.
It's a good like throwback as well. It's got some screwball elements.
They don't make the comedies like they used to anymore.
It's definitely got more fart and poop jokes.
Oh god, I
than
hated those.
did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it brings me out of the film now because every time I see a fart or something, I remember how much I hate those and how that they
Okay.
shouldn't be in film so much because there's a lot.
I think this is a kid's film though. This one in particular, for me, I was like,
Yeah.
this is for younger
Yes.
audiences, and I think this film is still good for a younger audience.
Boy, kids love their
compared to the younger
fart
ones.
jokes.
They do. Anyway,
Hilarious.
the film was released December 16th. It is written and directed by Peter Farrelly. Also has a writing credit from his brother, Bobby Farrelly. They collaborate a lot. Most things they work on, they're credited as the Farrelly brothers. But this was his debut feature film. The only main credit that either of them had before this was a co-write on the episode The Virgin of Seinfeld from 92.
There you go.
So they both co-wrote that episode. But other films he's worked on since this film has come out include another Jim Carrey film, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh, yeah.
He did Ben Stiller's The Heartbreak Kid, the Three Stooges reboot in 2012. And most recently, he got Best Picture at the 2019 Oscars with Green Book.
Wow.
A controversial
That's
film, but
very
I really liked it.
That's
I thought
very
it was good.
recent.
Yeah, very recent. The
good.
cast: Jim Carrey is Lloyd Christmas.
Yes, Lloyd Christmas.
Third time we've seen him this year. Is he restrained in this compared to the others? That's Zach's reaction to that.
Yeah, definitely restrained. That's what I would have described him as.
I can't imagine how much more overactory he must have been if this is a
In Ace Ventura, constantly.
Yeah.
There's more downtime in this, and I feel like there are some scenes where
There's certainly some scenes where he's
Yeah.
not super overacting, but that's the whole point. There's the he goes back and forth and back
Yeah.
and forth and back.
I love the one scene
'Cause,
where he was
half
like,
the time-
I really want to go to this place because I'm lonely. And that scene was like, that's so good. He's
Yeah.
acting so well.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
good
like the whole
contrast.
point is half the time he's acting like a rational, normal human being.
Yeah.
And the other half he's completely not at all.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that.
Jeff Daniels is Harry Doon. We saw him a few months ago in Speed. He's back in this, very different role.
Yeah.
He's great. He's really good.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing him in much else other than this.
He's
What
been in
other-
a lot.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things, but I can't remember what.
I mean, he's Atticus Finch.
It's another one of those actors. I had that, the other episode, not last episode, but the episode before that, where there was, an actor which I recognized, but didn't recognize for what movies they were in. I
Right.
just recognized them as an actor.
There is also Lauren Holly as Mary Swanson. I thought she was really good in this film. I thought Mary was a great character. She had a main role in NCIS seasons 3, 4, and 5. But is probably best known for her role in the 90s TV show Picket Fences, which is kind of like a soap opera. It's kind of like that This Is Us show, but back in the 90s. So,
I love her in that scene where she's leaving the limo and he's like, hug, give a hug, and she just looks like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do here? I definitely do not want to hug this man, but I definitely don't want to say no. And it's that look of panic in her eyes was very good. I felt she was a very good actor acting in this film with two characters not
Yeah.
just going full ham. It was good. That's probably my favorite scene. It's just how cringe awkward it suddenly becomes, and there's that pause. Anyway, she's good.
Mike Starr plays Joe Mentaleone. He's one of the thugs. The only reason I bring him up, one, he's great in the Pepper scene. Two, he's been in so many films from '94.
Yeah.
He was in Cabin Boy.
Yep.
He was in Hudsucker Proxy.
Yep.
On Deadly Ground.
Yep.
Baby's Day Out.
Unfortunately.
He was also in Ed Wood, which was an alternate choice, the Tim Burton, Johnny Depp biopic about the worst filmmaker of all time. I watched that a few weeks ago. It's a good movie.
Oh,
It holds up, and he is in it, and he's good in it. So, yeah, he's in everything.
Yeah, no, he's very good at the whole, comedy villain sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where he, looks angry and big on some scenes and then just tired and exhausted of things in another. I don't know. He's good. I like him.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's a funny man. I'm a little child at heart, and I see a big funny man. He's a funny man.
I thought it was Jon Favreau until now. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can see that. resemblance.
Absolutely.
It's got 67% Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
Not
okay.
bad. A B on Cinema Score, surprisingly low. Maybe the lowest Jim Carrey Cinema Score so far.
Really?
User rating of 7.3 out of 10 though, so that's pretty high for IMDb. It cost them $17 million to make.
17 million. Wow, that's pretty low, actually.
cheap.
I guess there's only, scenes that they're in and cars that they borrowed.
Yeah, there's not much
There's the
Yeah.
dog. That was probably the dog car. That was probably 10 million right there. And then they just sort of split the rest with the actors.
What do you think it made?
I think 117 mil.
Yeah, interesting.
117. That seems like a very exact number that you would pick there.
That's my guess.
Exactly
Uh-huh.
100 million more than it cost to make. Interesting.
Ah, nice. I'm going to guess a solid 200 mil.
Ooh.
I'm going for the big
I'm
money.
going to say Zach's closer.
Hey!
But pump it up a little bit more.
Oh,
Maybe even half
more.
100 more.
Really?
247 million.
Really? Really? Wow.
That is a
nice.
lot of money
Made
for
a
this
lot of
movie.
money.
See,
Now-
we were both on the money that it made quite a lot.
Oh yeah, it's
But
profitable.
we didn't go high enough.
It's 100% profitable. But another question: we've done 3 Jim Carrey films. What do you think all 3 total made in the box office? And all 3 were profitable. All 3 made over 100 million.
I'm gonna go 900 mil.
706 million,
Okay.
which for 94 is still huge.
That's the
The box office
that's
was
a lot.
nothing then like what it is now, and that's
Yeah.
huge for
That's
that.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's Jim Carrey, profitable man. But let's get into the movie. The font. Let's do font.
The font's very important in this movie. Did you pay attention to all this time? to the
I didn't
font?
even know that there was a title sequence.
Yes. Do you just skip 10 minutes in? Is this
don't-
what you do? Do you
I
just
don't pay any attention. My
just
brain
fall
doesn't
asleep?
even see it.
Come on, this is the most integral, important bit of this movie, and you're not even paying attention, Jacob.
Man.
Why do we even invite you on? Come on.
Ugh.
But yes, in the
Ridiculous.
opening title, we have a quite a bouncy, buoyant,
Very bright.
very
Yes.
bright font as it literally hops onto the screen.
Yep, and the various
boing,
words
boing,
hop
boing.
onto the screen.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Parts of them just sort of bounce together in a very sort of 90s computer animated way.
Peak 90s edutainment
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah,
It looks-
yes, exactly.
It took me right back.
And they sort of smudge into each other and then settle down
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the title of the movie.
My favourite part was how before that, though.
Yeah.
Even before that, you had the font very colourful, very Comic Sansy to a point, like very
Yes,
like
almost, yeah.
silly. But it was all misspelt. Everything was misspelt.
Yes, that's true.
Like it
because,
was like
because Lloyd can't read, but Harry can very well.
yes. And
So there you go.
some of the credits are good, some of them are bad and
It's
misspelled.
funny.
So it opens with Jim Carrey. He is a limo driver. We're kind of cutting back and forth between him driving there to pick someone up and Jeff Daniels in the dogmobile.
Yes.
What do you think of the dogmobile, Jacob?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
that's
like the
good.
dogmobile. I love how the leg goes up
Yeah.
to put the fuel in.
Uh-huh.
And then they had a slight gag where the fuel starts pouring out, which was, I'm not sure if it was a subtle or very blatant thing of a dog pissing sort of gag.
Not as blatant as
As
it
it
could
could have
be.
been,
And I
yes.
think is in the sequel. I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
there's a joke because
I
they
have
bring the
not
car
seen
back
the
for some
sequel
reason.
at
Don't,
all,
it's
so,
awful.
yeah.
It's one of the worst movies of all time.
Yeah, no, that's why I haven't seen it.
But yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
it's good. I love the dogmobile. I thought it's great. Although there weren't like you would put like little doggy seats in the back or something. You know, you'd photo the entire back of the van is just an empty van, and I feel like you could have spruced it up a little bit, but would ruin this opening joke of the dog sliding around.
Good point.
Yeah.
So I have to take one, and I guess we'll take the opening joke that they go with.
Yeah, there's a joke that he's late to get to the dog fair, and so he's got to race there, and that
Yes.
means the dogs are.
The reason
going all
he's
over
late
the place.
is because he's got to get the order of the dogs. Got to make sure they're well fed for their show.
I like this part.
So
yeah.
he gets their orders. It's like, all right, which one ordered this one? And then one of the dogs will pop in and be like, yeah, that's my order. And
Yeah.
then and as he opens it to reveal it to the owner, they're covered in ketchup, mustard,
Yeah.
and food.
And he says the line, "Oh, suck me sideways." But yeah, Kerry, he picks up Mary.
Is that why he said it?
He's going to take her to the airport, but he just accidentally falls in love with her,
Yep.
as you do.
He's smitten.
He reveals plans for his worm farm shop. I got worms.
He has worms.
Yeah. But the whole premise of the film
Would you buy
starts...
a worm farm?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I don't want to look at worms.
It's fair.
Business doomed to fail.
Would you... What sort of, like...
Would you
bug
get an ant
would
farm?
you get?
No,
ants are boring.
the biggest animal that I would buy is a mouse.
As a mouse. The smallest animal. Yes?
Yeah. The,
Oh, wait, the
yeah,
biggest.
no.
Are you saying... So
No, you're right,
you
you're right.
hate everything that's above a mouse size.
Yeah, look, I want
Like,
anything above
A
a mouse,
cat,
I'm
dog,
out. But
get out
anything
of it.
below a mouse, I'm out.
it's just a mouse.
So I want a
You're
mouse.
like, a mouse. That's it. Rats, get him out of here. Too big.
Unless it's a very small one.
Yeah.
Of course. Because it's like mouse
Please,
size.
please.
Sorry. You're the professional here. My bad.
Oh, dear me. But the entire plot of the movie starts now because Mary goes to the airport and she... Well, we get the hug scene
Oh
that
yeah, the hug
you
scene,
mentioned
because
before.
as she leaves to get on
Yeah.
a plane, Jim Carrey's like, because he thinks they've had a wonderful time. He asks for a hug, and it's super awkward,
Yep.
seeing as they don't know each other. It made me cringe outwardly.
Yeah.
I physically cringed at how cringy it was,
It is
and I'm
quite
like,
a bit.
that was a well done scene.
But yeah, she goes to the airport, accidentally, according to Jim Carrey, leaves her briefcase near the escalator.
Yes.
And we see a couple of thugs are like, she's going to do the drop off right there, we're going to go over and pick up the briefcase. But Jim Carrey notices and is like, oh no, I've got to get that before they do. So he storms
So he
in.
crashes the limousine,
gets it. Yep.
storms in.
He gets it and swoops away.
He runs after a plane going to Aspen, runs through the terminal, runs through the security, runs and jumps out the open
The loading-
airlock or
yeah,
whatever it is, the loading bay.
I'll tell you, the jetway.
Jetway, there we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps out, and there's no plane there because the plane isn't to arrive. It's a different plane,
Exactly.
different place. He falls down. Apparently, he's done this more than once. So there
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
my favourite line in the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
Is when they're like, how was it? And he goes, I fell off the jetway again.
yeah. yeah.
That
Again.
also sets up so much exposition.
Yeah.
Not
Wait,
exposition, like character.
yeah, he's done this before.
That was good.
It's like, that would be the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yes, but this is the first time he's done this exact thing.
Yeah. That was very funny. Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
He takes the briefcase home, and the thugs follow him there as
Yes.
well. The thugs follow him there, and they're like, "We're gonna bang on the door. We're gonna try and do it." And they're like, "Oh no, they're here to collect the rent again." So
Yep.
they escape the building. The thugs come in, can't find the briefcase. So to send him a message, they kill the canary.
So
Kill a
chop off
canary.
the canary's head.
Yeah. I thought I saw a pussycat.
That was-
I did see a pussycat. And he rips the head off a canary.
That was
Don't know
good.
why they didn't show that.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see that. Oh well.
He does it with his hand as well, right?
Yeah.
there's-
Because they're hardcore
things.
thug
Yeah.
boys.
There you go. Mike Starr for you. He will kill a canary.
Yeah.
The canary jokes were, I think I laughed the hardest with some of the canary jokes. Even though they might not hold up, they are a little bit
What?
ableist. But,
what canary jokes? What do you mean?
because later on, Jim Carrey wants some money. And
Yes.
so he sells a blind
Oh,
kid.
right. Yeah, no, that's great.
That is it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
But there's a line as well where he's like, oh no, my canary's head fell off because it's old. I like that as well.
Yup.
Just everything
So
about the
old.
canary, I was like, that's funny.
It's so old, the head's Oh, man.
Oh, dear me.
My canary's head fell off. Oh, man.
But yeah, in that way, like, it is a bit Forrest Gumpian, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's not hurt by it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Like, he just thinks...
Harry's the most like Forrest Gump in this movie, I feel.
Yeah.
Whereas Lloyd's just like a bad person.
No,
It's like
but-
literally like it's like, wow, Harry, you're such a loser.
Yeah.
That's literally one of the lines he
Yeah, yeah,
says.
yeah.
We'll get to it, but I don't think Harry's a good guy.
Yeah, well, I don't think either of them, but I'm saying Harry's the most
More
like
yeah.
Sure.
Forrest Gump.
But weirdly, the film makes him out to be the least likable, I think.
They heroically take this case all the way over there to then spend all of the money that
Yeah.
was in it.
But they filled it with IOUs. It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
But
That
they
one's
head
worth
off.
a car.
So Carrie's like, let's go to Aspen. It's time for a road trip. And so they do that. The thugs...
They hop in the
Yeah.
the sheepdog mobile, the
dog
dog cat's mobile.
And the thugs are like, oh, they're going to Aspen. We've got to follow them.
Yep.
This is where we get the scene in the diner with the salt. Now, I was not going to bring it up, but it comes back later.
Huh?
Do we just want to get this over with now?
Yeah, well, so he spills the salt,
On the table.
and then Jim Carrey's like, oh, that's bad luck. You gotta throw salt over your shoulder. So Harry picks up the salt container and piffs it over his shoulder like a good lad. He wants that luck. Gotta get it now. But it's too late, because he hits the big guy at the back with a salt container. And he comes over and he's like, oi, who threw salt at me? And this
Lloyd immediately snitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a bastard. And so Harry's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, have my soup. And then the bad guy spits in it. And it's like, you want your soup? And he's like, no, you can have my soup. So he takes his soup. Yeah. Then later...
Yeah, to get revenge, they basically tell the cash register to put all their stuff onto their tab. And they get away with it.
I like the scene because they go over and it's like, hey, we want to buy you all beers. Is that all right? And they're like, sure. And then they go up to the front and they're like, yeah, they said they want to take our tab. And then we look over and they like point to themselves because they think that they're getting beer, but they're actually paying the tab.
But yeah, I thought that like, look, these guys are dumb, but that was a good scam.
Yes, that was a solid bamboozle. He saw it on a movie once.
But still, I've seen that in the movie.
Yeah, now we've seen it on the movie. Yeah.
Well, that kind of comes back because this is probably the one joke that maybe doesn't hold up.
Not good stuff.
Because Lloyd goes to a toilet much later on in the film, but we'll talk about it now. And on the wall it says, "Be here at 2:15 for some manly love."
Yes.
And then the main...
And then the bad guy that they made pay his bill shows up. And then Harry comes in and saves him due to the fact that his leg is on fire and he needs to put it out.
But basically, the joke is this guy is going to be, at best, sexually assaulted by this other guy, which isn't funny.
No, it's not.
It's not funny. It's such a weird scene.
Yeah.
And maybe they were thinking this is a joke for the adults and it's just not a joke.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're saying this is a kid's film.
I feel like
out of all
of Jim Carrey's films so far, this is the one that I would say is probably the most kid-friendly.
Yeah.
But it's
except
also
for that scene. Yeah, no.
I would say that, so on that, like, one thing, so basically, Harry, his leg's on fire, and he needs to dunk it in the toilet.
Yeah.
So he finds this locked door, and he like bursts it open to put his foot in the put his foot in the toilet, and that thankfully saves Lloyd. But I kept thinking, like, what if that guy like wasn't there, and there was just someone on the toilet? You're taking a number 2, and someone bursts open the door and puts their foot in the bowl.
It's also totally possible that there was a second stall next to that one as
well.
Oh,
yeah, no. I suspect the whole point is that all the other stalls were open. He just decides to burst into the one stall that's locked. Shoves his foot between your legs. There's this guy with his foot on fire stepping in your crap as you're crapping.
That's very funny.
Good lord.
Let's talk about the bottle peen scene. This is one I remember thinking was comedy genius when I was but a 5-year-old. I was like, ha ha ha, this is the peak of comedy.
What is your opinion on it now, Sandro?
It's still kind of funny.
I reckon it's funny.
The first bit, he needs to pee in the car, but they can't pull over.
But there's heaps of beer bottles.
Yeah, so they pee in the beer bottles. Then they get pulled over by a cop, and the cop's like, is that beer?
Just before then.
Yeah.
The line, pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
That was good.
Because the cop's like, pull over. It's good.
I love the cop character because everything he says is gold.
Yeah, the cop's
I've
great.
got a quote where he's like, your fella's been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on grandpa's old cough medicine, eh?
Yeah, it's good. And I liked the bit where the cop then takes the beer and he's like, shut up. Because they're like, no, you don't want to. And he's like, shut up. And then he takes a swig and he's like, and he just like contorting his face, and like then he has like a nervous twitch trying to swallow it. Then he swallows it.
Oh boy!
And he's like, just go. And then the car starts moving away, and you see him start to vomit.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is good. It
is
good.
It's
It's the
good.
peak of comedy.
That's top-notch comedy
man.
there. Well, yeah, 5-year-old you was right. This is the peak of comedy. Comedy doesn't get better from there.
They go to a honeymoon hotel. The only reason I bring this up is because as Joe is like on a payphone, he's been like, I know where Harry and Lloyd... I know where the 2 guys are. They're here at this hotel. There's this one guy who really wants to use the phone.
Are you going to finish with the phone? Give me the phone.
I do like to think that guy, like, that was the day that he's like, I'm gonna stand up for myself for the first time
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
life.
Yes. It's like the first time I'm gonna do this. I need this phone now.
Yep.
Sir, can you give me the phone? Sir, give me the phone. And the guy's like, oh, I can't hear you. Come a bit closer. And then he punches him through the glass.
But Joe is like, I'm going to set him up. I'm going to pretend that our car is broken down. I'm going to try and hitchhike. I'm going to try and hitchhike with these two guys. So
Yes.
he does that. He gets in their car and they go off to a restaurant and we get one of Zach's favourite scenes.
Yes.
Ooh,
the
before we
scene
get to
that
the restaurant, though, it's probably the greatest scene
Yeah,
of the movie.
the most
singing.
famous scene
Where is
is
the-
when
Oh,
they're
the
driving
most
in the car.
annoying. Yeah, you're right.
And,
You're right. That is famous.
You want to hear the most annoying sound ever?
Which also is great. It just shows their characters. Which is
Yes.
like their idea of having a good time is just legitimately annoying.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
And they sing, and just before the bad guy pulls out his gun to shoot them because they're being so
Yes.
annoying, they're
They
like,
pick up another
hey,
family.
more hitchhikers. Pick
And
them
then
up,
they
and then they start singing along
Join
as
in.
well, and
That's a
everyone's
fun
having
gag.
a good
That's a nice
singing time. And
That's
you
very
just see
funny.
the guy has a great like annoyed face, the
Mm-hmm.
bad guy. Like, I'm holding in my suppressed rage
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
He does that so well. Like
Yes.
angry. He does angry really
Mm-hmm.
well.
He does angry well. He does genuinely amused well.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like later on they tell him, yeah, we found this briefcase. We're just going to return it to the owner. And he's like, wow, yeah, you guys are in some trouble.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, no. He makes a perfect bad guy. He's good at angry and bemused, which is the two states of a villain.
And so then his plan is he's gonna poison them.
Yes.
When
Yeah,
they're
with
eating
rat
at the
poison.
restaurant.
Yes, because they go into this restaurant and they're arguing over who should have one of the super hot chili peppers.
Yeah, and they decide that both.
Yeah, the guy's like,
should
why
have
don't
them."
you just both take them at the same time?
Good way to distract them so we can go and get the rat poison.
Yes. And so they both take one, and 5 seconds later, they're both going like,
Yeah.
and grabbing the tomato sauce and the ketchup and like spraying it in their mouths, but also just spraying it everywhere.
Yeah.
They're not aiming at all. They're just going
Jim
nuts.
Carrey sprays it up and then pushes his
Yes.
mouth forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Oh my god. It's definitely the point where I just laughed the most at this film. Because I was
ridiculous.
dumb. I was just like, what is going on in this film?
And they were like, to get back at him or just to prank him because they're mad
They're just-
pranksters.
No,
Hey,
yeah, they're
hey,
epic pranksters.
If Harry and Lloyd were real people and existed
They would be
10
prank-
years ago, they would be YouTube prankers, right?
Oh,
yeah, they would definitely
They would
be
be
YouTube prankers.
deep incel and
Yes,
deep-
absolutely.
They would be.
No, they are the people you see on TV and the first recorded case of pranksters being arrested, and you see their mugshots and you go, "Yep, those were people
Yeah.
who would definitely get
And
arrested."
then maybe be arrested for that, or the crime that we're about to talk about in 1 second.
Yes.
Oh yeah, where they kill a guy. Because they put one of the peppers in Joe's
No, they
burger.
don't. My theory is they don't put one; they put several.
Well, we see
seven.
four. We see four.
And
Yeah.
he does have a stomach ulcer as well.
Yes.
Not important, that's why he dies.
Yes.
Because he's got a stomach ulcer. It's very
So he
sensitive.
swallows and you shouldn't swallow chili.
No.
That's a bad plan. That's gonna especially mess with the stomach ulcer. So he starts having a coughing fit. He collapses
Yep.
and he's like, "Get my pills." So they reach into his coat, grab the
Yep.
pills, pour the pills down his throat. But
Jim Carrey says, pills are good, pills are good.
yeah. But and then the bad guy looks and he sees that the pill bottle is actually the rat poison bottle. Bum 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 bum.
And Joe dies.
Yes,
Rip
so he
Joe.
gets hoisted by his own petard.
I don't know why,
Yep.
but when characters are bad/dumb on purpose,
Yes.
sometimes I'm like, that's funny, that's good.
Yep.
Sometimes I get genuinely annoyed. Like
Yes.
in this
Oh, I
next
do,
scene where
definitely.
Jim Carrey takes the wrong turn. Because he's at an interchange, it's like a freeway. One way is to get to Aspen, other way is to get to
Yeah.
the other side of America. And he takes the other turn because he's not looking. And I don't know. I just got really annoyed. I was like, really? This is what you're going to do, scriptwriter? You're going to make him go here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was done on purpose. Like, you're saying they made him dumb.
Yeah, like that
Oh,
scene
right.
just really, because, I don't
I
know.
had literally zero problems with this scene. I thought it was another one, classic case of them being awful drivers, especially Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, especially.
Also, he
terrible.
can't really
Yeah.
read, which I was going to bring up as well.
Yeah,
That's another
that's
thing.
true. He can't read, so if he's not paying attention, maybe he just thought that it said.
Yeah.
There, that is
But
a good point.
Yeah, but I don't know, like that thing, I was just like, okay.
I was going to say as well that, like, him not being able to read does make me enjoy the movie less.
Mm.
Because, like, he's not just dumb, like, he's got, like, a learning difficulty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
less funny than, like, a guy who's dumb.
Yeah.
That and his tooth, which also is, like,
Oh, the tooth.
like a
Oh,
lower
right.
STS
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But
it's
besides for that, I think they handle it well. They're just
Yeah.
two dumb idiots.
Yeah. Like,
that's fair.
it's never like, they're dumb because they have this problem. Ha ha ha, how funny is
I
that?
see. Yeah.
But yeah.
I see what you're getting at now. Yeah. It's not great, but yeah.
It's definitely handled better here than it is in the sequel.
Then
They take the wrong turn and then...
they take the wrong turn and then they drive for like 5 hours
Wrong
and then
direction.
find out that they've been going the wrong way. Then they have a fight.
Yep.
They get mad at each other.
But it's all okay because Jim Carrey gets a kid's bike. And,
Yes, kid's motorbike.
Kid's motorbike. He trades the car for the bike.
He trades the entire car for a kid's motorbike, and then Harry's like, I thought you were dumb and bad before, but now since you've gone and done this thing, you've completely redeemed yourself. Oh yeah, we're best friends.
That's good.
Yep.
So then they make it to Aspen, find out where Mary lives.
Oh, but then they bust open the case just before that and find that there's tons of money in it.
So much money.
And so they're like, oh, we would never take this money, but if we leave IOUs, that's just the same as money.
That's fine.
So we'll just keep track of everything that we buy, and then they go to the most expensive hotel in the place, buy the presidential street, buy a limousine, Lamborghini or something.
The highest fashion.
Yeah. And then they just throw money at things. They're literally wiping their tears away with cash, blowing their nose with money, you know?
But yeah, they see that Mary and her family are hosting an event that night. And so they're like, we're going to go to the fundraiser. Yep. The fundraiser is for these endangered snow owls. They got 2 snow owls. They're going to make more snow owls.
Which Jim Carrey will eventually execute. One of these endangered snow owls. Yes. With a wine bottle cork. And the bad guy's like, we killed their bird, now they've killed one of ours. These guys are good. It's like, how did they kill with a wine bottle cork? And he's like, they're professionals.
Yes. That was
That's also a thing that Forrest Gump would do, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, if the bird needed to die for a noble cause, he would 100% have done that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They spot Mary, and then Carrie's like, oh no, I'm too nervous.
Yes.
Harry, you should go over and talk to her. You've got a rapist's wit?
Just tell her I'm rich, tell her I'm good looking, and tell her I have a rapist's wit.
So...
Or a rapist wit.
So rapist wit, according to Urban Dictionary, is the wit of someone who wears an orange tuxedo, drives 2,000 miles for a girl they hardly know, and is willing to trade a 1988 Chevy Econoline van for a mini bike.
Okay, so this film invented.
I think that might be referencing this scene in particular for some reason.
So he just made that out.
Okay.
Excellent. And so Harry goes over.
Yeah, and this is the scene where you were talking. He just drops the most blatant innuendos. He's like, "Oh, those are some nice hooters.
Those are some nice hooters you got there," and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, they're owls. Those are some nice hooters there."
The part where he talks about breeding dogs doggy style was funny though. I thought that was kind of good.
And they got a Shih Tzu and a Bulldog to breed, and they called it a bullshit.
The peak of comedy.
Peak of comedy.
Get out of here,
Yes.
So Barry's stepmother comes over and is like, "Hey, you and Harry should go out." At the end, it's revealed that Mary is married, but her husband has been kidnapped, and that's what the money is for.
What the hell, stepmom? Jesus.
Yeah, but you can still go out with the guy
Yeah.
On a nice.
Oh, yeah, okay. But she's being very, like,
Yeah.
flirty, weird about
Yeah,
it.
the mum is.
And now looking back on it, that's even more, like, that's fine, Jacob, I get that. But she's still being a dick by being super thing.
That's true.
And so it's
Yeah.
even more of a dickish move.
So they have got a date. They go skiing, but Jim Carrey's like, "You set one up for me, right?"
Harry's like, oh, yeah, at the bar, 10 o'clock, she wants you to show up.
Which is the biggest. That's where I'm like, these guys aren't good people.
No,
When
yeah. Harry
But
should have admitted then that he had made a mistake, but he doesn't.
No.
He just doubles down. And that's
but
what you
we
know
do
he's a
know
bad
that
boy.
that Jim Carrey stole Harry's girl
Yeah.
when they were in
Yeah,
high
that's
school.
true.
Also, so that's where we learn both of them. They're backstabbing,
Bad
back-crossing
people.
snakes.
So they go skiing. Jeff Daniels gets his tongue stuck to the side of the ski lift because
Yep,
it's frozen.
classic gag.
The one where they tear it off, actually, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's
I
good
I
fake
was
tongue.
wondering how they did it, because you can, like, see his tongue stretching.
Yeah.
And, like, do they make him actually lick a pole? Do they have, like, someone there holding his tongue with maybe a peg or something?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's true.
Like-
A peg tongue.
Yeah.
Big tongue.
Like holding the tongue, so when they stretched it away, the tongue looks like it was stuck. I want to know how they did that scene. Did they use a fake tongue? I'm very curious as to how they did that.
Maybe.
scene.
Yeah, I could. Do you remember those like sticky toys? You throw it at a wall. Could
Yeah.
be something like that, but a bit
Yeah,
thicker.
no. But it looked very realistic.
It did. Well,
Yeah.
the sound
So-
effects really helped as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like it looked like his actual tongue. So was it a fake tongue? Did they just hold on to his real tongue?
I don't think it looked, because it looked like he had a tongue and then like an extra extension.
Oh yeah,
Because that
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
pose a bit.
that could be it.
I didn't examine the tongue too thoroughly. So maybe I didn't.
I've slowed it down to 2 frames a second just to
Right,
really
yeah, just to thoroughly examine. I really should have done that. I feel like I've missed out now.
Yeah, you gotta go frame by frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to go back and examine it more thoroughly.
Yeah, and we'll stream it when you do it as well.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
live.
In-depth look into Harry's tongue. Let's go.
Yes. Jim Carrey finds out where Mary lives, so he goes over to her house, sees Jeff Daniels leaving, and is like, "All right, time to plan more revenge." His revenge is giving Jeff Daniels just a bunch of laxatives, an entire bottle, which would probably kill you.
Yes, most definitely.
To him. And before Jeff Daniels goes on his evening date, because they're going out twice.
Yeah.
And so he gets to Mary's house, needs to poop, get that old toilet scene.
Yay, I love sound effects of farts and poop. That's my favorite comedy.
It also, look, I'll admit, I was laughing. When just
yeah.
what are you doing in there? And when what was this? You had to like,
He's shaving.
he's shaving, and then
Shaving.
afterwards, I'm cleaning my teeth.
Yes, I'm gargling. So he clogs the toilet up,
Yeah.
and so his solution is to pick up the toilet and pour the contents out the window.
Yeah.
I was almost expecting those contents to land on Jim Carrey.
do that?
Yes, he pours the content of the toilet out. That's why he says, "I'm gargling," because it sounds like he's gargling as the sludge, the sewer pours out of the toilet.
Oh wow, that's too much.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
So he's stuck on the toilet. While that happens, Jim Carrey comes over and says, "Hey Mary, it's me, your driver from before." She remembers his name. It's nice of her.
Yeah.
I definitely don't remember any of my
Well,
cab driver or...
This was a traumatic experience
No,
for
yeah,
her. I bet.
She had to lodge a police report.
She'll probably remember. It's like, wait, the restraining order hasn't been put in place yet?
Yeah, no,
and
he
then
just
he's
doesn't
like,
care.
yeah.
But she's like, "Wow, you drove all this way to give me back my briefcase. How nice of you."
Yes, I was expecting at this point for the sewage that he's pouring out the window to land on top of Jim Carrey, because that would be the expected sort of humor, but they didn't. And you know what? I was happy about that.
Yeah. We get the line from Jim Carrey. He says these words. You can find it online. He says the words, "Mary, I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy."
Yes, yes, because he's trying to admit his love, and before he's pep talking himself, and he wants to say, "I want to make love to you like a young schoolboy," or something like that.
Like I feel like a schoolboy again.
Yeah. But it doesn't quite come out the way he planned it.
Nope.
And she's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I really like you. What are our chances of getting together? And she's
1 in a million.
She's like, 1 in a million. And he's like, you're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah.
My favorite though was then when Jim Carrey finds out that she has a husband.
Yeah.
He was like, what about that 1 in a million?
Yeah.
Like he really believes he had a chance.
Yes.
That was good. Yeah, one of the thugs rocks up, Nicholas, who's the big bad guy, and is like, yeah, I'm the one who kidnapped your husband? Who knows?
No, he doesn't actually say that.
He just wants the
he
money
pulls
there.
out a gun and he's like, that suitcase is mine. And she's like, wait, you were the bad guy the whole time.
But the suitcase is full of IOU notes.
Hey, one of them was for a car. You better keep a close eye on that one.
We
That's
get
a lot.
$250,000.
Yeah. Gotta hold on to that IOU. Very important.
But Nicholas holds them both captive. Daniels walks in the room. He also gets captive, but he's like, no, I'm not going to do this. What are you doing? And then the bad guy shoots him, but he's got a bulletproof vest because downstairs he met the detective.
The detective, gives him a vest and a gun, which is one of those I wouldn't have given to Harry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would love to be in that decision-making room with him.
Yes.
Like, this guy is the dumbest man in the world.
Yeah.
Let's give him a gun.
And it turns out, wasn't really a useful move to begin with
Not a
because
good shot.
Harry is an awful shot.
Yeah.
Which you would be if you've never fired a gun.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. Maybe with a bit of training, he could have been an elite SWAT team member, but not quite today. But the detective bursts in with all the rest of the police and other people. They arrest the bad guy.
Her husband is then dropped off by the police.
Yes.
And she's like, come over here and I'll introduce you to the two sweetest people I know.
Yes.
Harry and Lloyd. And then Harry daydreams or night dreams about...
No. Lloyd daydreams about shooting the husband so he can have his wife.
I kind of hope that was the actual ending.
Yeah,
It
no,
ends
that
with
would
him
be
in jail.
great. I mean...
Look, this movie should end with them in jail for a few reasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the only guy that they killed was a bad guy.
That guy will also, they spent that money. You can't
They
spend money that, even if you find it, it's...
Yeah.
They should have reported it to the police immediately. Look, there was a lot of things they should have done.
Yeah.
They should pay their gas bill.
Sure.
Several things they should be
Don't
arrested
be a
for.
cop. Don't be a cop. Nothing wrong with not
Don't
paying
be a
your gas
snitch.
bill.
Don't be a snitch.
But that is where the movie ends, and there's nothing else after this film. There's no more jokes. There's nothing else. That's where it ends. There's nothing after that scene.
Well,
Yeah,
Sandro...
But what if they were stupid, Sandra? What if we haven't quite made that point clear yet?
Why don't we have
possible.
a 3-4 minute scene as they're walking away? We need to imply that they haven't learned their lesson and are still stupid. How would you do that, Jacob?
Well, first of all, I would show them walking back to LA.
Yeah.
Which already is fully a 30-day walk.
Yeah. So, that's good. I like that. They're stupid. And then what else happened? I have a brilliant idea. All right, I just came up with it. Yeah. So we'll get this van, this big bus.
A bus. Nice.
Yeah, bus full of bikini ladies. Nice. Whoa, yes. And they stroll up and they're
are they on a tour of some sort?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. So they're bikini babes on a tour.
Yeah.
But they need 2 massage people or something.
To put oil on them?
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. That they want to oil them up. Nice. And they're like, we need 2 young men to help us out. But...
So do they do their due diligence and they find some men who have experience in that field?
No, instead they're dumb enough to stroll up to 2 random dudes who are walking to LA.
With serial killer haircuts.
Yes. And say, hey, do you want to help us out? And they're like, sure, we'll help us out. The nearest town is over that way. You can go find 2 young men over there. They'll be able to help you out. But that's not it. I've got even more for
We can elongate this?
Yeah. I've got even more for the scene. So, as the bus is going away, Jim Carrey's like, oh, wait a minute, you're so dumb. What are you doing? And so they run after the bus. They run. They go after the bus. They knock on it. It's like, oh, sorry, my friend's too slow. He's really slow. The town's in that direction, not this direction.
They are dumb.
Aha! And then the bus leaves. That's the scene.
I agree with Sandler.
Yeah.
I don't think that was necessary.
No.
No, the movie should have ended.
I don't think that was necessary.
And it's a long film as well. It's almost 2 hours.
Did you watch the Netflix version?
Yeah, the Netflix version is like 10 minutes shorter.
Maybe they cut out this scene.
No, it's on the Netflix version.
Damn,
I don't know what
why?
I don't know what they cut out, but it's
I should have cut out that
different.
scene.
It's
Anyway.
definitely a different cut to the DVD version.
That's fair.
Let's rate it.
Jacob, what do you have to say?
Look, I think this is a goodie.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's the best movie of all time, but it's not trying to be. You know, it's
That's
trying to
true.
be a funny movie for people that want to not think. And that's what it is.
I like not thinking all the time.
Sure.
It's one of my top 10. I'm definitely rating this a goodie. I love every film that Jim Carrey's in, and so far I haven't been disappointed. Although I haven't looked at too many Jim Carrey films, but
There's a lot.
the 3 in this year I all enjoyed, including this one. I'm definitely rating this one a goodie. I laughed at a lot of the jokes. I obviously not a huge fan of slapstick. But the
Sure.
slapstick, it's like a certain kind of slapstick I don't like, which is like the physical pain. But I enjoyed this film. I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Cool.
And I laughed at bits. I didn't like the toilet humor, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Other than that, I enjoyed it. Goodie from me.
I think it's a passable kids film. I think if you're a youngin' and you want to watch a funny movie and you lived in '94, this is the film for you. This is your film of.
Would you go back and
The
watch
summer.
this one again?
I mean, I just
at some
did.
point?
Yeah, I think so. If it's like, I wouldn't go out of my way, but if someone else is like, let's watch some Jim Carrey, my
Yeah, let's
go-to.
do a Jim Carrey marathon.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like, this would 100% be on that list as the ones that aren't slightly serious, like Truman Show or that sort of thing. This is probably, out of all of the ones that's consistently funny throughout the whole way, and there's nothing at the end that ruins it, like Ace Ventura.
Yep.
This is probably my go-to. Saying that, first 2 acts of Ace Ventura are better than this, in my opinion.
That's fair.
But yeah, I would go Goodie. I definitely go Goodie. Again, though, just like The Mask, I don't care about the story. I just want them to be silly, and the story itself is just like, I don't love this. But there's not much of a story anyway, so I don't really mind.
Yeah, the story is basically they go from one part of the country to the other and they get money.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, they're very poor at first because they keep spending all their money on frivolous things and losing their jobs and not working 40 hours a week.
Yeah. But yeah, like jokes like that 40-hour week joke, like that's why I think it's a goodie, because like I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad, but then like there's so many lines that are actually good.
There's some good lines in there.
Yeah.
There's some great lines.
I want to know how much is improvised as improvised as well. Not sure.
I think the you want to hear the most annoying noise ever was famously an improvised one.
That's a Jim Carrey thing.
That was definitely a Jim Carrey improvised thing.
Because I don't know if Jeff Daniels improvises much. I'm not.
I don't know.
I don't know too much about him as a performer.
But the whole scene is like they're annoying him, so
Yeah.
Jim Carrey just thinks up this thing that can annoy him. It's
I
like-
bet you there's like they filmed that for 20 minutes and they just got the best bits, and there's so much other gold out there somewhere in
I
that scene
think
that you can
so.
find.
I would recommend it to a friend, so it's definitely a goodie from me.
Cool. Yeah, no, it holds up. Goodie from me as well, and a goodie from Jacob. 3 goodies all around for Dumb and Dumber. Before we jump into pitching a sequel, do you want to know about the actual sequels?
Sure.
Here we go. Just like Ace Ventura, there was an animated TV show for Dumb and Dumber. It was called Dumb and Dumber, the animated series. Only ran for 13 episodes in 95.
Woof.
Not as good as compared to the Ace Ventura show, which ran for 5 seasons.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it only did half a season. In 2003, there was a prequel called Dumb and Dumberer, when Harry met Lloyd.
That was the name I was looking for.
Neither of the Farrelly brothers returned to write or direct. Carrey and Daniels did not return. It was a bomb. Everyone hates it. It's a terrible
Wait,
movie.
Carrey and Daniels didn't return?
No, it's like 2 younger people playing them as like teenagers.
Oh, man.
That's always a good sign when you see the original actors of the good film haven't come back for this one, or both of the directors that made the good film.
Yes. But you say that. In 2014, we got Dumb and Dumber 2 with the Farrelly brothers and the whole cast returning for it.
Fantastic.
And it was still
It must
awful.
have been... Well...
It was still... I think it was the same year as Zoolander 2. They were both just, what are you doing?
Great.
Why do these exist? So we will fix that and come up with actual sequels, spin-offs, prequels, how to fix the movie, all that various stuff.
I have an idea.
Oh, go for it, Zach.
No. You
Sure.
could go. You could go.
Basically, something that you were telling me gave me an idea of like, the Mary character is great. So what if we figure out a way that Lloyd and her are married?
Oh, yes.
And living together.
Husband cuts it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dies and then like...
Under mysterious circumstances.
Or we just start the movie
He choked
there.
to death on 5 bullets that came through his stomach.
And yeah, we just see that movie. That could be fun.
That would be good. What are some of the hijinks that he would get up to as a married man with possibly a child that they adopted?
She's having a baby shower.
Yes.
And so all her women friends are there.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and his pants are down and he falls over and he breaks all the presents.
Nice.
You imagine it.
Yeah.
You imagine it.
Oh, but then Harry comes to help him over, but he knocks down a candle and lights the rest of it on fire.
Yeah.
My idea is probably a TV show, actually.
Yeah.
Police Academy, not Police Academy, Police Squad, The Naked Gun, that sort of thing. It's the cop.
Yes.
The cop who drinks pee, and his adventures as someone who just talks like a gangster for some reason.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
That's a great spin-off.
Yeah, it's just him going on adventures. His interrogation scenes are the best because he's just insult after insult.
Because in a way, like, this is kind of like the movie, like, it's a normal world, but these weird characters. But in a way, like, he was kind of part of their world.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
If we saw him do more shit, he'd be as dumb as them, I think.
Yeah.
And I think we should have a build-up where it's like he'll drink anything and he just loves beer or something.
So it's a prequel
Yes.
with him continuously drinking
No.
various things.
It's like it's a prequel, but not quite. It's like he drinks beers with his friends. He can drink the most or whatever. And then at some point, almost near the end of the movie, it coincides with it, where he takes a swig.
He never
and
drinks
it's
again.
just that scene from there.
And then he dies of starvation because he refuses to drink anything.
Yeah.
He never drinks
again.
What's yours, Zach?
Oh yeah, okay, just before we do that, then the final act of the movie is him coming to terms with the fact that he did that.
That is good. That is so good. Yes. Oh, man.
Well, mine isn't as good as your two, but I just wanted to have like a cop or something just like yours, but not that cop. Just a random investigator following the events that happened today, trying to figure out what happened. It's like, why have these two not been arrested yet?
So it's like an unsolved murder mystery.
Yes,
thing.
except he's following exactly what happened to the guy who choked on the rat poison and them stealing all this money. And like, he goes through almost all of this day and finds extra stuff that they've done.
Oh man, I would so watch that.
Like, that they've done insurance fraud with the Lamborghini or the limousine and stuff when he crashed it, insurance fraud and other things like that. It's like, at the end of it, he ends the movie by arresting both of them and they're chucked in jail.
That's the way you could do it.
Yeah, no.
Or you could end it like true crime podcasts and like, we've given you all of the various answers, but who really did it? We don't know.
No. Like,
I would watch all three. I think there's some good ones. Raven review time.
Welcome everybody to Raving Reviews. The part of the show that you've all been waiting for. It's part of the show where I get some reviews, not from the corporate shills, not from those professional reviewers, but the true source of knowledge, the truth, which lies in the audience reviews. Because as everyone knows, the public knows exactly what it wants.
Exactly.
And it's going to say it.
Oh, they'll say it.
Yeah.
Jacob and I are going head to head. We've got to figure out what the rating is.
Yeah.
I will keep score with my hands.
The first one is by Zach. It's by me.
What a
I
bad
made this
name.
review.
I don't like that name at all.
One of the most quotable comedies of all time. What do you think they rated it out of 5? Remember, 0.5 is the lowest, 5 out of 5 is the highest.
3.5 from me.
3.5?
I think 4.
You think 4? Well, it's 5 out of 5 from Zach.
Damn.
Zach agrees with me. 5 out of 5 movie, best movie ever.
Good on you. All right.
All right.
Okay, now I'll
Let's
go
try
first.
again.
Now I'll go first.
Yeah. All right. Alex, says, just isn't my humor. Literal pee humor the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole entire makes me think one.
Literal pee humor, whole entire movie.
Whole entire movie is an extreme. Person who rates an extreme, that's usually
Yeah, they're
how
like,
I go as well.
just isn't my humor, exclamation mark. Literal pee humor, whole entire movie.
You're going 1?
I still think one. Yeah.
I'm going 0.5.
0.5.
I'm dropping that right down.
They actually rated this 3 out of 5.
Damn it.
They actually didn't think it was that bad, guys.
Yeah, it was fine. That's a
Yeah.
passing joke.
Yeah. It just isn't his humor. It's pee humor. It just isn't his kind of humor.
Yeah.
It's fine humor.
Oh, dear.
It just isn't his.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're clearly not getting it so far.
Alright.
This one you should get. It's pretty obvious. Dylan says, another Hollywood piece of crap. You should be able to get this one. This one's quite easy. Come on.
1 for me.
No.
Literal Hollywood. Another
Hollywood piece of crap.
I'm gonna say 3.5.
3.5. Oh, none of you again. It's 2 out of 5. Oh, guys, you're not doing well this time.
No.
It's a 2 out of
It's a
5.
very hard game because people are idiots.
What do you mean that's the entire concept of me grabbing the ones that are really hard to find because no one makes any sense with their goddamn reviews?
This is so dumb.
There's no
Oh, man.
reason.
You guys not doing well this time. Let me try it. This one.
All right.
Okay, all right. You got to get this one.
Yeah.
Chris says, amazing, full stop. I laughed. I cried, exclamation mark. I came when died. LOL, get it? Colon ASDF colon SAFLM.
5 out of 5.
I think 5 as well. That's got
Yes!
me.
5 out of 5!
Triple.
That was the literal review there. There you go. You both got a point.
Ridiculous.
I laughed, I cried, I came, ASDFL.
No, I came when I died. This one was an anonymous one.
Yep.
You should get this one. It's, as its name implies, it's dumb.
2.
Okay, you're going with 2.
2.5.
2.5. Ah, it's 2! Jacob gets this one. There we go.
Okay, 2 for
Sort
Jacob
through that
and 1.
All right. Mash says, yes, it's stupid, hence the title. Hilariously so. Washington Post film reviewers have bugs up their ass.
So, agreeing with Raven reviews.
Washington Post film reviewers.
I love that. That's so good.
Bag.
Shots fired.
You think
So
you're
I think I found half of a war
Yeah.
between Washington Post film reviewers
And this
Who
anonymous-
famously have bags in their ass.
versus Rotten Tomatoes reviewers. So what do you think you rated it?
4 from me.
4.
I'm gonna hit another 5.
You got a 5? It's 5 again! Jacob does it again!
Jacob's
It's a
on
5
3
out of 5.
points. All right.
Take
gotta
that,
catch up.
Washington Post film reviewers.
To be fair, they do post terrible reviews.
Yeah,
It's
Sandra.
hard to type when you got bags up your ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Sandra. I think you,
All right.
not Jacob, can get this one. It's. I think this will connect with you. Ryan says, "Lol, lol, 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 lol." What do you think, Ryan rated?
Don't know. That's not a review.
Okay, let me spell that out to you. It might not be clear. LOLLILLILLA with a weird funny thing above it, colon, A with a weird funny bit above it, colon.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
I agree, 5 out of 5.
It's 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Both of you. See, there we go.
Jacob's on 4. I'm on 2.
Oh. And finally, the last one. I think Jacob's got this one.
Yeah. I can't catch up.
Yeah.
Unless you do double points.
Yeah, let's do double
Hell yeah.
points for this one.
Well, Jacob's got to agree.
Yeah, that's
double
fine.
Yeah,
points,
Jacob, you're fine with double points?
Double points.
Theodore says, the silliest movie I've ever seen. The characters are just bags.
I'm gonna say 3.
I'm going to go 3.5 from me.
So we got a 3 and a 3.5.
Yeah.
You're both wrong. It's 2 out of 5.
Oh, that was
They're
my
just
other guess.
bad.
All right. Well, Jacob wins with 4 points. Good work.
Well
I
done.
won with
Well
6
done.
points.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't get it. 4 points.
No, you didn't get it.
You're right,
No.
you're right.
You
4
were the
points.
closest.
4 points.
So if we were going to
Yeah.
tiebreaker there, if you were
Yeah.
both tied up for points, you would have won there for sure.
4. That's
But yeah.
And that is the episode for Dumb and Dumber, our 50th episode. Thank you so much for listening. We got two more. We got 2 more left in the year of '94 coming up. And remember,
there.
if you haven't voted, the survey is open until the release of next week's episode. So get in there if you want to vote. Link in description.
Make sure to comment how you want to actually do 1993, the best movie
Sure.
came out then. So just make sure you message Sandro that where he has to do it.
Jacob, your Will It Juice and Friends show was last week. Do you have another one coming up in January?
January 25.
January 25.
Woo! Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
So you can go and see his show there. Follow Paul Noodle and everything because we are announcing shows soon.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. If you like the show, first of all, thank you for listening. If you want to help out, best way is tell a friend or write a review on iTunes. They all help.
Yeah, write us great reviews like lol.
I'd take that.
Colon A.
And they
got-
give a 5-star.
All links to everything in the description, socials, etc. We're going to need to wrap this up, Zach, because you got so many picks next week.
Okay, alright, go.
You got
shoot.
1, 2,
Rapid
3,
fire.
4, 5. You got
Just
5
rapid
picks.
fire, go through them. Quick.
Mixed Nuts is your first one. Christmas comedy with
Sorry.
Steve Martin. Steve Martin's pretty funny. Christmas
Great.
comedy,
Yep,
Mixed
it's
Nuts.
called Mixed Nuts. I'm already down. Let's go.
Richie Rich. I love this film. as a kid.
That's also a good name. What's
Richie Rich.
Great movie.
He's a rich boy, but he wants some friends.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I've seen this one.
I really enjoyed
I
it.
don't remember anything from
Yeah.
it, but when I was like 8.
Okay. You've got Little Women.
Yep.
Based off the classic book, notorious for being the best adaptation of the book, coming out the same time as this year's adaptation of Little Women is coming out.
Oh, it's a period drama.
yes.
Pass.
It's good. I'm going to watch it no matter what you pick. You've got
Pass.
Nobody's Fool. Paul Newman is a hustler who likes drinking, and then his son comes to town, and it's like, what are you doing?
Sounds too much dumb. Go.
You got Street Fighter.
What?
Van Damme, and for some reason, Kylie Minogue do street fighting.
Van Damme, street fighting. You know how I love me some Van Damme. I know how you loved Time Cop, so I might think about that one.
And finally, Prêt-à-Porter, also known as Ready to Wear. It's a French murder whodunit satire comedy film about the fashion industry, and the guy from Hudsucker and Shawshank is in it as the lead role.
Oh boy.
Those are all your picks. Mixed Nuts, Richie Rich, Little Women, Nobody's Fool, Street Fighter, and Prêt-à-Porter.
Well, we've already done one Kung Fu video game film. Why don't we watch this one, Sandro, to compare it to the other one? It also has your favourite actor, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Kylie Minogue's in it, though.
Yeah,
Australia
I know.
represent.
That doesn't take away too much from the film.
No.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to see how terrible. I mean, she isn't.
She's really good in that one Doctor Who Christmas special. What's it called? Voyage of the Damned. She's good in that. It's with the angels that aren't the weeping angels, that they're like metal angels.
I have seen that.
We need to wrap this
But
up.
they're not angels. They're
Yeah.
robot things.
Robot angels. Alright, fine, Street Fighter. I'm watching Little Women, no matter what you say.
Okay, cool. Go watch that movie. I'm going to wish I hadn't picked Street Fighter and watch that.
Yep. I've got nothing to say. Let's wrap it up with our favourite quote from Dumb and Dumber. Mine is, "You fellas been doing a bit of the boozing, have ya? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine, eh?" Then he says something about Jim Carrey's hair, and it was pretty funny, but I can't remember it.
Okay, following my tradition of Forrest Gump, but just picking a very heartfelt quote. It's not going to do us any good to sit here whining about it. We're in a hole. We're just going to have to dig ourselves out.
That is good. Yeah.
Also, how the hell did they know that I got gas? Funny line.
Yeah. I'll finish it with the most common.
I'm taking my headphones off.
You already know what's coming. You want to hear the most annoying sound ever? I was waiting for you to stop the recording during that.